This is Eternity Update, where all information concerning the UAAG disbursement is being given. If you're new on this channel, kindly subscribe and click the notification bell so when next we give a very vital and important update, you'll be kindly notified. Don't forget to always follow up this page because it is necessary if you want to get every information concerning the Theobarth, the IMF and the UAAG. Kindly subscribe. Thank you. Do have a wonderful and blessed day.
Uplifting words of Pastor Donald Obasi Okorie, reminding everyone that our confidence is not in vain, not in systems and not in the changing moods of officials, but in the Almighty God who has never failed his people. He did emphasize that the promise released by the federal government stating that disbursement would begin this weekend has remained consistent. It has remained strong and very much unshaken. And because of this, we stand in faith expecting the manifestation of what has been spoken. According to him, congratulations would not be hidden or quiet. They shall be loud. They shall be clear and undeniable. Those were the words of Pastor Donald this morning. But I think beyond this message of hope and expectations, a lot of people are also thinking deeply about what happens next. What happens next, especially now that the government's timeout and the pressure from stakeholders are approaching the final hours. Everyone is trying to visualize what the next chapter would look like, whether positive or disappointing. And this is where the reality actually strikes. This is where reality becomes very important. You know, for years that people have waited and endured delays, the shifting timelines, the sudden changes, the unexpected silences. They've listened to different VN, some encouraging, some confusing. But today, however, it's not like the previous days. Today is not like the previous days at all. Today stands as a moment that feels different. A moment that feels so defining. You can sense, you can actually sense it in the tension, in the conversations, in the growing expectations that is across the community. And now the big question is rising. What really happens if today passes, the time lapses, and disbursement still does not take place? What happens if we only hear yet another round of excuses? This is the part a lot of people are quietly thinking about, yet afraid to mention. And the truth actually is this: if disbursement does not happen, a new phase would begin. Outrightly, a new phase to all of this would begin. A new phase where many things long hidden will start to come into the open. There is no more rooms for the old gimmicks and rhetorics. People have waited for too long. They have sacrificed too much. Trust have been stretched almost to the breaking point. Those who also collected money from people with promises of facilitating, return on investment or securing their positions for this investment, they will be questioned. They will be brought to books. They would be challenged. The pressure on them would be intensified because people are tired. The era of keeping quiet and hoping blindly is abruptly coming to an end. If today passes without results, the conversations will change. I pray that there should be result. We are still waiting on the leader of the convener of the Grant community decides Reverend Moses from Abuja to kick off this space. Now, the atmosphere is going to shift. Stakeholders, NGOs, leaders, representatives, they will be compelled to speak with a lot of clarity in the air, not ambiguity, no more coded messages, no more half statements, no more we are moving closer, no more all of those things. Save me those stuffs. That time is gone. So this defining moment is going to force everyone to show their true position. It will reveal who has been honest and who has been manipulating hopes for personal gain. It would expose who truly fought for the community and who only used the community. When disappointment stretches too long, truth starts to force itself into the open. But it is also important to state this very clearly. No matter what happens today, God remains faithful. Of course, He does. His agenda cannot be stopped by human delays. Even if men disappoint, God's plan does not collapse. Sometimes delays exposes lies. Delays strengthen the weary and cleanse the systems. Sometimes God allows certain things to linger so that what is fake will fall apart on its own. But be that as it may, the community has reached a point where patience has been stretched to its limit, the highest limit. People are no longer willing to accommodate endless stories. They want clarity right now, transparency and fairness. They want proof. They want action. And truly, that is not too much to ask. After so many months and years of waiting for a community that have so much endured a lot of things, that is not too much to ask. And so today is not just a date. It wouldn't just be a date to be marked on a calendar. It is a turning point. One side of the turning point may bring celebration, joy, testimonies, and relief. And the other side may bring exposures. It may bring accountability. It may bring confrontations and the collapse of long-standing rhetorics. Whichever side emerges, what is certain is this: nothing would remain the same after today. That's what I want you to know, that for free. Nothing would remain the same after today. It's going to be a long defining moment. Everyone involved knows this. Both the government and the stakeholders understand the weight of this moment. They know the level of expectations that's built over time. They know how many hopes have been tied to this process. They know how many lives have been hanging in the balance. And they also understand that people are no longer willing to be tossed around like remote control, just like before. If disappointment happens, congratulations. I beg your pardon. I meant to say disbursement. Yeah, I'm actually looking for disbursement. It's my expectation. And if disbursement happens, congratulations are going to flood everywhere. Just as Pastor Donald just rightly said this morning, it's going to be loud. People will dance. Communities, this grand ecosystem are going to rejoice. Years of waiting will end in celebration. But if it does not happen, something else is going to rise. The demand for truth. People would begin to ask questions that no longer be brushed aside. They would demand evidence. They would demand clear explanations. They would demand accountability, including me. And those who were hiding behind half-truths would no longer have anywhere to hide. Whatever happens, one thing is certain: a new chapter would open. I kept repeating this. And this chapter will not allow confusion. It will not tolerate deception any longer. It will not allow new rounds of blind promises. Everything that has been hidden, whether good or bad, they will become visible to the eye. And that's the nature of defining moments. They separate truth from lies. They reveal who is genuine and who is pretending. They mark They mark the end of cycles and the beginning of a new one, a new cycle altogether. So as we wait for the final words today, one thing actually remains important. Let everyone remain calm. Remain so calm. Be watchful. Be open-minded. Prepare for either outcomes. And above all, hold firm to God, not man. Because even if the system fails, God does not fail. God does not fail. God is not a man that he shall fail. God does not fail. Even if timelines shift, his purposes remains firm. And even if people disappoint, his promises stands everlasting. That's what I want you to know. So as we stand in this final hour, expecting a delivery from Reverend Moses, I think it's at 12 o'clock or so. I think it's at 12, either 12 or evening. The point remains that we're counting hours, just hours to this decision and this defining moment, just hours. And I'm glad that we're counting hours. I'm glad that we're counting hours. Hours to decision. You know, just like it was in the Bible days when they got to the valley of decision at Kadesh Barnea. It was a time to decide whether to go forward or go back to the enemy coffers where you were delivered from. And they chose to go back to Egypt. And that story didn't end well. At Kadesh Barnea, they had to compass Mount Seir. Just at that mountain where they said, let's make a captain amongst ourselves, return back to Egypt where we came from. We don't know where this man is leading us. Moses, all right. Oh, can you see coherence and coincidence? The same Moses now is coming up again. They said, Moses, we don't know where you are leading us to. You took us out, but we can't see where we're going in sight. So let's make a captain amongst ourselves and return back to where we came from. And they actually did. They thought they would go back. And when Moses reported the matter to God, God said, no problem. Don't worry. I'll make them to think like they want to go back truly, but they wouldn't go back. They will keep circling Mount Seir until each one of them becomes weakened in their strength and they drop like pack of cats. I'm going to waste their carcasses, feed their flesh to the birds of the air. And that was the promise that God gave to them. And just exactly as he said it, when they get back to where they started from, they start the journey again until they were tired. They kept dropping until they passed on. And only 2 from the old original, from over 2 million, only 2 made it. This time around, we're just at the vantage where the promised land, financially speaking, is right before us. We are headed for the promised land. We wouldn't go back to Egypt. And that's the definition here. We're at Kadesh Barnea, but this time, no going back to Egypt. Our Egypt was those moments of pain, those moments of the taskmasters, those moments of a lot of issues that happened to us that we can't tell nobody. Mockers, they were there to mock us. But this time, it's not going to be the same. We're crossing the borderline right now to the promised land. So it's a defining moment. We're going to the land flowing with milk and honey. So be glad, for we serve the living God. We serve the faithful God who never fails. His word stands and his promises does not fail. Our congratulations, whenever they arrive, they shall be loud.